All right, hello, happy summer. How's it going? It's Sophie Price here to finish off this communication class with a wonderful, educational, and just fun video. All right, chat. If only people knew about conflict pattern awareness, then they would have enduringly good romantic relationships. Am I right? What a good little guy. So from Groff and Associates, people have 4 ways they tend to approach conflict in a situation. So those 4 types are assertive, aggressive, passive, and passive aggressive. And it's important to recognize that when you're in a relationship so you can know if that's for you, and you're gonna find out that some of these aren't for anybody, okay? Let's be real. The first one is assertive, so it's important to express feelings directly and clearly when you're in a conflict. It's also important on the other side of that to be a assertive listener. So heck, that was a new term, but wonderful. In assertive communication, it's also really important to be kind and respectful, and it's really seeking to preserve that relationship. You want to preserve a good, healthy relationship, right? Then we have aggressive. That can be communication that's harsh, offensive, unkind, disrespectful. It's meant to manipulate, intimidate, and control, and that is not good. Red flag. If you see that, that is not good. And if you recognize that pattern, it's important. Listen to that, take that to heart, and get the heck out of that Dodge. All right. Then we got passive, okay? So passive is like indirectly expressing things during a conflict, or not even expressing when they're upset, which also is not very good. But it's not a deal breaker, all right? You just have to communicate that you need to share your feelings, you know? Because conflict is scary, all right? Nobody really likes conflict, like especially in a romantic relationship. Then we got passive aggressive, okay? This communication is indirect and it's not working to preserve the relationship. Those feelings and aggressive or uncooperative behavior starts to happen behind the scenes when you're not even in a conflict discussion. So yeah, all I'm saying is just be aware about conflict patterns, you know? Like, it's important to know and understand yours and your partner's when you're trying to look for that enduring, good, healthy, romantic relationship. Important to be aware of conflict patterns in relationships because unresolved conflicts can lead to resentment, anger, and ultimately a breakdown of a relationship. It's important to remember that conflict is a part of any relationship, any type of relationship, and it is normal for relationships to have disagreements in them. But this conflict should be approached in a very healthy manner, in a respectful manner. So be aware of your conflict pattern. By being aware of the conflict pattern that you have, you can address things more healthily in a more constructive way. Because what if you're doing it in a deconstructive way, dude? You want to construct that to be more reconstructive. In a relationship, you're always looking to improve. You are always looking for areas of improvement. So if your approach to conflict is negative, it's a great place to start improving. From Gottman and Silver, a nice quote from their article of the 7 principles for making marriage work, we have, recognizing the negative patterns in your relationship is the first step to changing them. With time and practice, you can learn to replace these negative patterns with positive ones and build a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. What a great tip. Thank you. So yeah, all in all, being aware of conflict patterns is important to maintaining a healthy, enduring relationship, and preventing some destructive conflict patterns. All right, because nobody wants any of that stuff. The second thing that I want people to be aware of when they're trying to endure good relationships is the 4 horsemen and how to stop them in their antidotes. So with the Gottman Institute. They got a great graphic on there. It's beautiful, it's easy to read, easy to comprehend. I love that. And we can see a lot of relations with the one that I just described. Conflict pattern awareness, those things that we were just going through. We can see a lot of the similarities in the four horsemen. So your four horsemen, you got criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and a stonewall. Instead of doing criticism, you can have a gentle startup using expressing feelings, like starting with I, being like, I think that I need this, you know? All right, it's healthy, it's good, it's not criticizing somebody. Then you've got contempt, which is like a parallel to our aggressive thing in our conflict pattern awareness. All right, instead of contempt, you can build a culture of appreciation, which is much better. You can find gratitude, positive actions. It's much better than contempt. Then we have defensiveness, which is like victimizing yourself to ward off blame. And that's not good. Take responsibility. Hey man, nobody's perfect. Alright? Nobody's perfect. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Just you gotta take responsibility. And none of that defensive stuff. Yeah, right? Okay? With stonewalling, I mean, we see a parallel with the passiveness from what we were just talking about. It's that withdrawing to avoid conflict. Instead of avoiding it, hey man, just go ahead and take a break and do something soothing, okay? But not to avoid conflict, just to clear your head, get your thoughts all straightened out, get your ducks in a row, all right? It'll all be okay, but don't avoid that conflict, all right? Because humans, we can't avoid conflict, all right? We learned that right in Genesis, okay? So why is it important to know about the four horsemen? Because if you're using those negative communication patterns, those four horses, that's not good, and that can lead to the demise of any relationship that you have. So just like having the four horsemen diagram to look at is really great, because in any relationship that you engage in, they're gonna be bringing something of the four horsemen. Maybe it's the good side, but it could be the bad. Heck, it could be. So it's good to know about them so you can recognize them and work to just build a healthier relationship. Because the antidotes are those positive communication patterns that can really grow and improve a relationship. So anyway, I hope that was educational and great and fun. This is Kevin. Yeah, it's just really important to just know about these things, be aware of them, and understand them as well as you can when going into relationships or with the relationships that you already have, all right? Be aware of your own conflict patterns, okay? Are you doing one of those four horsemen? Are you a horse? Are you? But seriously, guys, spread the news about these great things to know about, because the more you know. Am I right, guys? Well, thanks for watching.